The Natchitoches Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. We have technically this is a rezone we have tonight, so it would be introduced, it'll be introduced at the next meeting of the City Council, November the 10th. Final passage will be on November the 24th. Technically, on November the 10th, it's for introduction only, and there'll be no discussions. I would suggest that the applicant or the designee show up on the 10th in case somebody shows up then who says they can't be here on the 24th, because that will be Thanksgiving week, Madam Director, is that what that is? So it's very easily, somebody could show up on the 10th and say, I can't be here on the 24th because I'm visiting my kids. Sometimes they let them talk, sometimes they don't. We don't have anything that would be appealed. Richmond's, if y'all sign at least on the way out, if you didn't sign on the way in, just so we have a record. Whoever's going to come forward, please identify yourself and speak directly into the mic. Our next meeting is Tuesday, December the 2nd, right here. Any other comments? That's Roman numeral 1. Anything else, Madam Director?
No, sir.
Roll call's Roman numeral 2. Roman numeral 2, roll call. Miss Brenda, Miss Oakes, whichever y'all's going to do it.
Anita Du Bois, here. Bobby Claiborne.
Here.
Isaac Lewis.
Here.
Michael Lewis.
Here.
Charles Whitehead III.
Here.
Alexa Bernard Condi. Here. Ricky McAllister.
Here.
Walter Johnson.
Here.
All right. We've got a quorum. Is that a full count for the first time in a while?
It's been a while.
How about that? Roman numeral 3, we're going to defer the approval of the meetings till next time. I would let everybody know that the videos from all city meetings are available on the Natchitoches website, Natchitoches City website. We're going to go straight into number 4, old business, subsection A. The City Council denied the application by Julie Huell and Chantel Huell to rezone the following location. I guess that's Lot 3 of the Harvey Landrum subdivision on the north side of St. Maurice Lane from R1 to R1 special exception to operate a short-term rental at 720 St. Maurice. We'll swing back to that at the end for comments from the director. Roman numeral 4, subsection B, the City Council approved by application by Glenn and Cherie Moffitt to rezone the following location, Lot 2B of the Nolly Street Townhomes, as shown on a map, slide 403B of the records of Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, from R1 to R1 special exception. The reason the operation of a short-term rental, 2014 Nolly Street. That is all of the old business, Madam Director.
It is.
Roman numeral 5, I'm going to dispense with the description of how we go by this process, since it doesn't appear we have anybody to speak, anybody but the applicant or their designee. Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection A, the application by Mr. Walter L. Darr to rezone the following location, a lot containing 0.438 acres, as shown as tract 2A on a plat by Mr. Robert Lynn Davis, professional land surveyor, dated September the 8th, 2021, recorded in map slide 834B of the records of Natchitoches Parish, Louisiana, from R1 to R1 special exception. The reason is to operate a short-term rental, 1041 Washington Street, Councilperson District Number 4, Exhibit Number 1 in Commissioner's packet. Comments by the director?
No, this is a usual standard short-term rental application. They've provided all the documentation that we've required, stating who they are, who's going to be responsible for the maintenance of the property. We have a diagram that shows the layout of the property. It shows adequate parking. It meets all of our requirements for a short-term rental.
Any comments from 300-foot letters?
I haven't received any comments, no opposition, or any one question in the application.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is in the city historic district, is that correct?
It is.
It's just outside the landmark district, but in the city historic district.
Correct.
Ms. Richmond, if you'll identify yourself and tell us who you represent.
Kathy Richmond for Walter Darr.
You heard the comments by the director about Mr. Darr's application and the lack of opposition to it. Can you just tell us very briefly what Mr. Darr plans to do, although it appears to be self-evident?
Yes, they have it as a second home, and it is for sale right now, but he would like to go ahead and have it approved for short-term rental because they live in Texas, and
Fair
want to put it
enough.
on Airbnb.
Did you hear, have you heard any feedback at all from any of the neighbors?
No, none, and we're a block away,
right.
so I have not.
Any questions for Ms. Richmond from commission members?
Which one of these properties is it?
It's actually right here, and it's down here. This is a hill,
Well, that's that place that goes down the hill.
right down, a little hollow down here. That little office building that Buddy Light owns is right about here. And then that restaurant, T. John's, is over there. You can get your phone back at the end of the meeting.
Hold it for a week.
Any questions for Ms. Richmond by commission members?
I move we approve.
Well, second. The motion's been made to approve. Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, you heard my comments about November 10th. Really not supposed to do anything. Passed on the 24th. You know, Mr. Richmond, you get silenced once again. I was going to give you an opportunity to speak, but a strong woman got out ahead of you.
I'm good.
Thank you, Richmond.
But can I still give you my phone?
No, I'll just give you mine.
We'll swap. Thank you. That's all for new business.
It is.
Roman numeral 6, report of office activities. You have any real report?
No real report.
Can you tell us what happened, why one of these got approved and one didn't? You know, my thoughts were, I haven't looked at it, Mr. Harrington sent me something, I haven't had a chance to look at it, but it sounds to me like they want these things to be closer to the historic district.
Well, that was his idea, and I guess my idea about the whole thing, we did months and months of deliberation over how to do the short-term rental. So if they wanted it specifically to the historic district, then they should have said that.
But
But
to
they did
me,
not.
Nolly Street's a hell of a lot further away from the
That was
district.
That's the point I was about to make.
It is.
Certainly from the national district, and I guess, what is the city district in, over there by Bayou Jacko?
Yes.
Right around there? But that's still 3 times the distance that St. Maurice was.
Correct.
Because it's right there, right around Bayou Jacko, the triangle right there is where the local district ends.
And even though there was no opposition to the application, from my understanding, the reasoning behind it, he did not want to open doors to allow short-term rentals in that area, even though the whole strip of St. Maurice Lane is all rentals, all rentals.
And, you know, as far as a single mile strip goes, they've been the most vocal I've seen of any single mile in the 15 years I've been on this thing.
Right,
I
anytime
mean,
we've
they
had
come out and
application,
say, if they got something to say, they
they'll
come out
come
and
out.
say.
Right. So no one came out, no one opposed it. So for us, we did what we were supposed to do, even though it was said that we didn't have any guidance on this particular application, which I
And-
vocalized that we did. We did
And I
what
just
we've done for
think the
everything
market's
else.
gonna take care of the bad operators and the marginal ones. I mean, we'll note that one that they wanted to do on Parkway, I think, if it hadn't sold, it's under contract to sell as a single-family residence. So, I mean, you know, some people are gonna use it as a stopgap, and I think, you know, unlike the DARS, I think they're using it as a stopgap until they can sell it.
Correct.
But I mean, you know, most people are not gonna get in that business.
Right, but
long-term.
my thing is most, and I think someone made the comment before that if you look at all of the places that are short-term rentals or Airbnbs or bed and breakfast, they are maintained and kept up better than just a single residential piece of property. I mean, you have a ton of single-family residential properties, but they're not being maintained, they're not being kept up to code.
You know, the beauty of that is social, which I hate social media, but those Airbnb and all that kind of stuff, you know, you get 4 or 5 bad reviews and you might as well,
They're gonna shut you
you
down.
better spend some money on it and be able to put renovated in 2025. So that if there are any old comments, you can always point to that was,
Is
You
it
know-
Eddie, that's Eddie District?
what's that?
That's Harrington District?
I guess it would be Harrington's because
It
it's,
is.
well, is it?
I think he said it was his district,
And he-
Probably
because
so.
Councilman
and he's the one
Washington.
bought that
Because,
up?
because Nielsen ends about St. Clair, doesn't it?
Right.
Roughly.
Roughly. because Councilman Washington made the comment that that was his district and he didn't want to allow it in his district, then he had the right to oppose it, but I still don't agree with that
No,
comment.
I don't either. Because he's basically saying, okay, it's okay if I don't want it, but if you don't want it, it's not okay. That's just,
Well, you know, it goes back to the old deal about our people in the Congress. Do you represent the United States or you represent your district? It's a fine line.
and then you go up there and represent yourself.
Well, that's what's happening
Yeah,
there.
that's what's happening right now. Yeah.
But the point, I don't care.
I don't agree with it either. I don't.
So anyway, I
And
guess,
that's what makes it not fair to us as commissioners too.
But we did what we did, what we
You
were
know,
supposed to do.
when we doing our part, then you need to do your part
Mm-hmm.
as a council person. They not, that's.
well, it's sort of like
But we didn't have no
Chantel
control over
and
the city
I were
council.
having this discussion about these tiny home deals. I don't think that's the way to go, but I think we need to do it and get a couple of dozen of them out there and see how it impacts. And if it doesn't work out, we just repeal it and let the 14 or so, or 20 or so that we approve, just live through that. But I bet you can't, you can't just automatically give the party a no.
Like
You've got to try
Ryan,
something.
He's got them substandard lots up. Does he have any more he could develop over there for the tiny homes? Rand?
No, I mean, the thing about it though, with our tiny homes, our minimum lot size is 7,200 square feet. Who wants to put a 400 square foot building on a piece of land that's 7,200 square feet?
Yeah.
And that's it. What's gonna end up happening, you have these substandard lots that you can divide, that's not 7,200 square feet, but it'll be big enough to put a tiny home on.
I wonder if he.
So then we need to have,
You've got
He's done a
Bailey
good
Heights,
job over
there's
there.
one
He's
that's
done a good
almost,
job since we, I don't know if y'all been over there, but Rand building all those and that whole area in there, he's done a good job of.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we did those?
Yeah.
Let's put one of them tiny homes on St. Clair, let's see how it goes.
Never have.
that should be, I guess, some of the
Never
things that
have.
we need to
I
look
mean, on
at.
that far end.
Never
Do
have.
we allow them
be the place
in?
they used to duck hunt when I was in high school, and they all
That's
shocked,
exactly.
and they all shocked that the marsh is flooding. Come on.
One of the restrictions, though, for the placement, because in our ordinance, it states that the approval of a tiny home is left to our discretion in the planning and zoning office. And one of the things that we don't want to see happen, someone bringing an application for an already established neighborhood like St. Clair.
Right.
We are off record right now.
No, we
No, we're
got to
not.
be on the
We're
record.
live,
We're
okay.
live.
We can't,
we have
we got a quorum and we're talking, so we got to be on the record.
Yeah, but that's my biggest concern
That's
too,
what I
you know,
said
that we
earlier.
don't put these tiny homes in an established neighborhood.
Okay.
You know,
Unless it's,
Well, unless it's Elizabeth and that over there that are already substandard.
Correct.
You got Elizabeth and then Bailey Heights, part of Bailey Heights, actual Bailey Heights, that were done right after World War II, that were all about 5,200, 5,500 square feet. And so this would be, I'd be perfectly happy to try some of that, try something in there in an established subdivision, because we gotta do something. We gotta do something in those things. They don't meet the minimum square footage. But, you know, unfortunately, I'm not sure, maybe Elizabeth and Harvey, Elizabeth and, what's the other one over there? That runs parallel to East Fifth, it's Elizabeth and one other one. But, you know, try it over there. But anyway,
That's the one going to Trinity Church. you
right,
I
yeah.
can't think of the name of it.
But two of them, there's Elizabeth and there's one other, and then it's
Yeah.
East Fifth. But it was all done under a VA type, post-World War II, you know, back before they had lawnmowers, you know, before you could go to Tasco or Western Auto and buy a lawnmower. Nobody wanted more than about 5,000 square feet.
so I think what we should do as a commission, though, is to come up with what we want to say would be restrictions, not allowing them in established neighborhoods, coming up with where we would say or suggest they may be, and then stating the obvious, that every application will be subject to an individual review.
approval, yeah,
That's right.
yes. I agree with that.
So our next meeting's here on.
He has a question.
Yeah.
Are there any smaller grocery chains that are looking to come in? I got one thing that I've been doing lately. I go to Walmart, I get the prepackaged. I take it to the scale up front. And the weight is always off. Sometimes as much as 2.5 pounds. Because everything is getting sent pre-packed and pre-marked.
Wow.
So I put it in my grocery cart, I go up front, and I put it on the scale. And the weights don't match.
Taylor Townsend might want to talk to you. You might sound like you might have a check coming your way.
But, there's, with the other grocery stores, consolidating, and Super One's the only big boy in town.
Yep.
There's nobody with a, actual meat processing, portion in the store.
And unfortunately, had someone stepped in to buy Piggly Wiggly, then they would have had at least some type of competition. But
Right.
the company that bought Piggly Wiggly was actually bought by Super One.
That's what I was about to tell you, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
But we're seeing it, I'm seeing it in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, the little small, one or two mom and pop deals are getting bought out by the big one. Rouse has just bought one of them out, and another one bought some other ones out that's near where my kid lived, and one where my sister-in-law lives. It's not just here, Bobby, they just all getting sucked up.
When you look at how much money is being ripped off
Oh,
the consumer just because we don't check. How many of us, we buy stuff that's already prepackaged, pre-weighed, pre-priced? And if it don't add up when it hits the scale for the price that's on it, we just getting ripped off and not knowing it.
Right?
Yeah, well, we finna buy beef from Argentina, whatever it is, and we got cattle farmers
Yeah.
all over the United States. What the heck? What are we buying beef? It's not making a lot of sense for
But
me.
we probably not gonna have to worry about that if they don't approve some SNAP, because Walmart might be going out of business.
I think they're a little
Oh,
long.
they supposed to got that straight today.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, that was it for me.
Reverend Claiborne, one more comment from you.
We have to adjourn.
You have a
Make that
second?
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. See y'all December the 2nd. Everybody